All right, I think we are live, everybody. I'm hopeful. Welcome. This is WASD20. My name is Nate, and you are watching Mailbag Hack and Slash, and a very special prize giveaway that we're gonna be doing here, that I know many of you are eagerly anticipating. So yeah, welcome everybody. The chat has been active already. Looks like we got a few people who are ready and waiting, so that's really awesome. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Yeah, everyone seeing me okay, hearing me okay, I hope. Let me know if you're not. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going here. I had a little trouble setting up the stream tonight because I accidentally when I first set it up, I hit the custom encoding option, which I don't normally do. I've done it like once or twice, but I try to veer away from that unless I'm doing gameplay. And I accidentally hit that, and so it wasn't able to let me start as normal. So anyway, slightly flustered, but that's nothing new for a stream because I'm always slightly flustered when I start these things off. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going to be doing some prize giveaways tonight. I know a lot of you are excited about the giveaway of some of these very fine Artisan dice here, these D20s that I have here. So we're going to be giving away 3 of them tonight, and possibly some other ones in the near future as well. So that's cool. Yeah. So, and then I'm going to be taking your questions, maybe some questions from the chat, but also a buildup of questions that I've had for quite a while now. Not as many as I'd thought, actually, when I went and looked. So it might be a pretty short stream tonight, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know, really. But we're just going to kind of go with the flow and hang out for a bit and give away some really awesome stuff. So that's exciting. So I think we'll jump right in and do the giveaway here. Well, no, actually, I had just a quick shout out, a couple of shout outs. First off, I just want to give a shout out to the Absolute Tabletop Facebook group. If you guys are wanting a cool group to hang out with online, to talk role-playing games, I highly recommend you check out the Absolute Tabletop Facebook group. And they even have a Discord chat now as well. You can ask about that in the Facebook group, where you can just hang out and talk to people. If you've got a microphone, they also have chat rooms there. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the AbTab community because they're really great. So go check out Absolute Tabletop on Facebook. And yeah, just an awesome community of role-playing gamers. So, okay, with that out of the way, we are going to give away some dice. Yes, we are. I'm just going to show them off real quick. I'm going to adjust my camera just so you guys can see once again. I'm not going to do as long as I did in the videos because I think you guys have probably seen enough of these, but I will adjust my camera focus a little bit so you can see them. There we go. Okay, so this is the, well, let's go with one I remember. The bison horn. Then we've got the, oh, I can't remember any of them. Man, I'm terrible. I think this is a new color in their acrylic line, their second wind line. This is Pavis. And then this one right here is their clear acrylic line. So it's just a clear green acrylic, kind of a plexiglass-like material. And then, of course, the much coveted titanium dragon's breath here. Kind of bluish in color. Very cool, solid, heavy metal. And then we've got the black soapstone, which I now remembered. Slightly damaged and dinged due to my careless acts, but let me readjust my focus here. And yeah, those are the ones we're going to be giving away. And we'll be rolling here live tonight to see the order of who gets to pick what. So I will pick 3 winners, and then we will roll to see which of those 3 winners gets to choose first. So that'll be kind of fun too. So yeah, some shout outs from the chat here. Geeky Gamer, you might have some dice. Scribe's sake. Tronic Art, welcome. Good to see you again. Robert, thanks for hanging out. Mr. Panda, welcome. We're going to find out who won soon here. Army Dude Gooey, and My Eternal Suffering. I remember you. Welcome back, man. So yeah, everybody, we're going to do the giveaway here. I am going to pull up, I have not drawn winners yet, but I'm using this new thing called Gleam.io, and you all have had some contact with that because you had to in order to enter the contest, and now we are going to draw some winners, okay? I'm going to click the Draw One Winner Now button. Can I get a drum roll, please? Drawing a winner. It's spinning. It's spinning. Trust me. the little Emma Jasper is the first winner from Newark, Ohio. So Emma Jasper, you are the first winner. Congratulations, Emma. I will be reaching out and I will be contacting you via email. And if you're watching, congratulations. So that's our first winner. Bailey White, thanks for joining us. And I'm glad my map making tutorials have helped you. Yeah. All right, let's see. Next one. Are we ready? Drawing one winner now. Spinning, spinning. The next one is Adam Cunningham. Adam Cunningham, you are the next winner of one of these fine Artisan dice. So those are our two winners from the general pool. I am now going to be rolling for a one of the patrons who will win. Patrons, I have basically I had 15 patrons say that they wanted one. I'm going to move the camera here so you can see my dice roll because we're also going to be using this. Sorry guys, motion sickness here. Ah, look, I'm upside down. All right. So congratulations to Adam and Emma, and now we're going to be selecting one patron to win some more. So I'm gonna not roll one of these fine new dice. I don't want to damage one live on air here. I'm not gonna be rolling them anymore. So I'll roll this really nice other Artisan dice, which I'm keeping. Sorry, but this one is one of their wooden ones. So yeah, I'll be rolling this. For the next winner, and let me, so this is one of 15 patrons, and so if I roll above a 15, I got to roll again, and I just got to keep rolling. So yeah, this is going to be kind of fun. So, here we go. I have 1 through 15 once again. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 1 through 14, guys. Shoot. Okay, hold on. I got to adjust something on my spreadsheet here. Well, you know what? I have 2 through 15. My row 1 of my spreadsheet is patrons that entered. So we are going to be 2 through 15, and if I roll anything outside of that, I got to roll again. All right. So here we go. The number was 5, and number 5 is Michael Phillips. Congratulations to patron Michael Phillips for winning the third. So those are our 3 winners. Congratulations to the winners. And yeah, I do have 2 more. So it is possible that I will be giving away some more sometime in the near future. And you know what, guys? I get stuff sometimes. And people send me stuff for review, and I've got more stuff than I need. So it is very possible that there will be more goods being given away probably this summer. And yeah, so everyone make sure you're subscribed and stay in tune for more of that. So congratulations to our winners. We're going to go ahead now and do the order. So I'm going to write down here. I'm just going to type them up before I lose the web page or whatever. So we've got Emma Jasper as our first winner. We've got Adam Cunningham. And we've got Michael Phillips. Okay, so they are our 3 winners, and now we're going to be rolling to see which of them go first. So, Emma, this is you. What do you get? Emma gets a 19. That's going to be hard to beat, folks. Next up, let's see what Adam gets. Adam gets a 1. Adam, I'm so sorry, man. All right. And Michael Phillips gets a 10. Okay, so it is it is Emma, then Michael, and then Adam are our 3 winners in that order. So I'll be reaching out and letting them know, give me your top 3 choices. I'll tell them, and just yeah, they will get to choose in that order. All right, I'm going to put my webcam back here, so excuse me for a moment as I shake the webcam once again. Geeky Gamer says, I need help for my DMing group, Nate. You got to be a little more specific than that, Geeky Gamer. Tell me what's up, man. I will gladly address some reasonable questions tonight. So yeah, pop any questions you guys have in the chat for sure. And I'm going to jump to some of the other questions that I have from comments. So some of these were Facebook, some of them were Twitter, some of them were in YouTube comments. And yeah, looks like we have a one of the students from my school in the chat, because I see a Mr. Vandersey there. Let's see. I did see someone say, no way. Do we have Zach and Jake in the chat? We do. MTD is my dad. Mini Terrain Domain, welcome, and his son Zach hanging out with us tonight. I did hear someone say, I want that hoodie. Well, you can have this hoodie. I am selling them over on my Spreadshirt store. I think there's a link in the description below. There should be if I'm good at my job. But yeah, I haven't really announced that I have new stuff yet, because I'm working on a commercial. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, meanwhile, you can buy them over on the Spreadshirt store. And I'm open to your feedback on the Spreadshirt store. I'm not totally sold. I might be shopping around for a new way to sell merchandise. There are T-shirts and hoodies and mugs. Oh, do I have my mug? I can show you guys my mug here. You know, it didn't turn out quite as well as I'd hoped, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, here's the WASD 20 mug with my whiteboard markers for my battle mat. All right. Yeah, so anyway, that's pretty cool. But let's see, I'm going to jump to some of the prepared questions. First off, I get a lot of questions like, when is the next mapping? When are more mapping videos coming? And are you going to make more how to play D&D? Mapping. I am strongly considering jumping into one next weekend and just doing something that I've got to do anyway. And that is finishing up, scanning and finishing up my map bookmark for patrons, and that's something I gotta finish up. So I'll be scanning it and doing my digital touch up, and I'm thinking about just doing that live. Maybe next Saturday, maybe next Friday, maybe next Sunday. I'm not quite sure yet, but stay tuned for that, because that's likely coming very soon. I will not give you much notice with that on that one. I am also planning on some really special guests. I've reached out to a lot of people, a lot of cartographers who are well known in the RPG world, or at least in my world, in terms of being good cartographers, and hopefully be doing some with them too. I did get a comment from someone just yesterday on a mapping saying, I really just like the mappings where it's just you hanging out with us, Nate. And I don't know, I guess I'd be interested in more feedback on that. What do you guys like about the mapping? Do you like it when I have guests? Do you like it when it's just me? Do you like, what have been some of your favorite of the 8 or whatever mappings that we've had so far? I'd be very curious to hear people's feedback on that. Go into the chat here. Let's see. Oh, I didn't answer the question though. More mapping videos. I will be making more this summer. For sure. It's a busy last 6 weeks or so, month or so, until school finishes here. I am finishing up a graduate school class tonight. I have my final assignment due. I'm not done with it yet. I've got 2.5 hours. So yeah, I'll be doing that as soon as I hang up with you guys. Let's see. The how to play D&D. I will probably not be making any more in the format that I have made them in the past, but I will likely be making some how to play D&D videos where I break it down into smaller chunks without the really in-depth story. I know a lot of people really like the story that, they continue from part 1 to 2, and then 3 and 4 are another story. That is cool. I can appreciate that, but it's a ton of work. So I'll probably be making some smaller, I don't know, just here's combat and that's it. And here's, a bit about saving throws, and here's, I don't know, different spell casting, whether it's the cone or the area of effect and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'll probably be doing with more how to play D&D at some point. All right, the chat is blowing up here. I'm not gonna be able to keep up, so I really apologize if I miss some questions here. But Geeky Gamer DMing a lazy group. It's time consuming. Your group says it's time consuming. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not for them, but I don't know. I encourage you to keep trying, I guess. Let's see. This is from J. Smith Hendricks. He says, You seem like you really grind, man, as in work. What all jobs, projects do you have going? Well, I'm a teacher, so that's a lot of time, and I'm a dad. But in terms of YouTube stuff, I'm starting to work a little bit on the Sellsword Summer Mapping Contest. And I just got a list of videos. I'm always reading books. Like I've been reading Adventures in Middle-earth for like a month now, and just chipping away and trying to read books for review. I'm still trying to read up on D&D history to really get into that series. I want to make it really good. That's been on the docket for a long time. So, yeah, it's kind of what I'm up to. Ryan Carrier says, I have a question, pretty new D&D player, but what are the use of the decks? I've seen websites with the deck boxes. Are those just normal decks or something else? So you might be talking about the spellbook decks, which are right now ridiculously expensive because Gale Force 9 is in between editions, I think. So especially the Arcane deck. I don't have it handy. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway. I got it out actually the other day because I was thinking about selling it. Because they're going for like $200 on Amazon right now. But I probably won't. So yeah, those are just to keep track of spells. You can easily just use the book or D&D Beyond, which is awesome so far, and I'm really I've used it a lot already at the table. Or there are lots of ways you can just Google spells. You can also make little note cards, which I've done in the past, index cards, or a spell sheet. And yeah, so you don't need those cards, but yeah, that's what they are. They help you keep track of spells, and they have pretty much full spell descriptions, almost. Let's see, Russell has one. Can you please explain how rogues get sneak attack damage? When? How's it done? And when you roll advantage? So sneak attack damage is done when I think the opponent has not seen you yet. I better not answer that question. I'll say people in the chat answer that question for him because I haven't played a rogue ever. I don't think. Not that I can remember. But obviously I DM, and I kind of trust my players to keep track of that better than I do. We even looked it up last night because my players are fairly new and they don't use their abilities very much at all. Like I realized afterwards, just this morning actually, I was looking over the character sheets and the spells of my paladin, for example, and I was like, oh man, he has Bless and he has Bane, and both of those would have saved them big time. They almost died last night. It was almost real bad. It was pretty bad. And I'm like, man, they didn't. Yeah. So that's just something, anyway, that was a tangent. But no, I don't really know how the rogue sneak attack works off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. Yeah. Let's see. Zoid Industry says the mug definitely looks cool. J. Smith Hendricks says, any more miniatures videos? Yes. I have about 75% of... Where's the bugbear? Where's Bartholomew? Spending a lot of this mailbag hack and slash looking for stuff. But I just had him. There he is. Good old Bartholomew bugbear. Yeah, so I've got him like 95% done, and I've got part 4 of the video like 75% filmed. So I just have a tiny bit left on this guy. Finish him up, and just haven't got around to it. I've got the file sitting on my desktop here, about 75% of the footage ready to go, and I just got to finish them up. So yeah, I do hope to do more of those, and I do hope to do some live miniature painting like I did with Jake. Maybe more with Jake, maybe more with others too. But those were fun, and it's just something it's fun to hang out with you guys and chat, and yeah, so we can do that while I'm painting miniatures, while I'm drawing maps, all kinds of things. So, yep. Let's see, Multi19 POTTSDO. I can't say your name, I'm sorry, but yeah, if you look down in the link, there is a link to my store. It is wasd20.spreadshirt.com. And that is where you can buy the mugs, the shirts, the sweatshirts. Robert says, your cave dungeon map is boss. Yeah, and I hope to do more dungeon maps too. So yeah. Tales from the Yawning Portal, Jake, Mini Terrain Domain says it's dope, and yes, it is. I'm almost done running Sunless Citadel. Really liking that. I've never run it before. I've never run any of these before. I'm pretty new to D&D, so all of these adventures are ones that, like, I've heard of, and now I can run them in 5e, which is the system I know. So I really like the book so far. I think it's good. Let's see. Keep going here. Okay, I'm going to go to some from the chat, or from the pre-prepared questions. Space Flipper, a lot of people asking on the prize giveaway, couldn't an international winner just pay for shipping? So, I thought about how to handle that. Basically, I said I'm capping the shipping at $10. In the past, I'll pay up to $20 for shipping, and for other things when it's just one, but this was 3, so I said, well, I'll pay up to $10 shipping. I don't know how far it'll get me. It'll get me into parts of Canada with one of these D20s, so I don't know where our winners are from. I know that, well, maybe I do. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so Adam is from the UK, so stay tuned. I might need to pick another one, okay? So yeah, that's could be a problem. I'm gonna write down Adam here. Wow, guys, this is a new wrinkle. I don't think it's gonna get there, Adam. I'm sorry. Should have read the fine print, but I'll look into the price for sure. Maybe I can go for that 6-month shipping. I gotta type up Adam's name. Where's my document? Looking for my spreadsheet. There it is. Okay. So Adam, I'm gonna put your name down here, and we're gonna repick a winner, an alternate, because I have a feeling that that's not gonna get there in time. Oh man, I should have looked at that when I picked him. Winner, repick win. Okay. Here we go. Okay, this is more likely. See, this one's Toronto. Like I can't see that being more than $10. I've shipped stuff to Canada before. And this one is Daniel McOat. MCOUAT. Possible congratulations, Daniel. Wow. The drama. Do you see the drama unfolding before your eyes tonight, my friends? Yeah. All right. So, craziness. All right. So I'm gonna roll a d20 for Daniel now too. Oh man, this is okay. Yeah, I shoulda. Daniel got a 1. So that's actually perfect, because no offense, Daniel, but then I don't have to redo my I don't have to displace one of my others. Okay, so this is Daniel is my backup in case it costs too much to get to Adam. Okay, so anyway, back to that question. I don't want to be a money changer. I don't want to be collecting money for shipping and stuff like that. But I definitely will give people the ability in the future to win digital PDFs and things, which I've done in the past as well. But yeah, getting physical goods to people, a little bit trickier for sure. And I'm not saying it's out of the question for other prizes in the future, but yeah. Russell, Adam was not a Patreon pick. He was the general Gleam pool of 1,000 or so entries, 1,142 to be exact. So so it is likely that Daniel will get that instead of Spider on the Wall. Got it, guys. Spider killer. Onto my little glasses wipey cloth there. So, yeah, hopefully I won't wash my, wipe my glasses with that later. Hopefully I'll remember that. All right. Anyway, so, it is likely that Daniel will be the winner there. Anyway, enough on that. Sorry, guys. Man, interesting night so far. All right, we're going to keep going here with some questions. But yes, Spaced Flipper asked about the shipping. So anyway, I do hope to, I have done international stuff in the past, especially with PDFs and such, and shipping is not out of the question for physical goods as well in the future. But with something like this, I just decided money's, the channel's not making a ton of money yet. I can't really afford to be paying $50 in shipping or even $20 in shipping for 3 separate prizes. So yeah. All right. Bad People 1100 asks, any ideas for large or bigger creatures on the RPG tokens? I don't know. Like if you get, so I used washers in the video, and the washers work really well. And I would say that yes, you could get some bigger washers. You know, this one right here is bigger for this orc. But they get more expensive. So I don't know if that would be a good way to go. I might just get some cardboard or maybe some of the foam that some of the crafters use. Or this is a big washer too. So I think like this one on this bugbear was like $1 just for that. And I don't know if, you know, you're buying a bunch of those for some tokens. That gets kind of pricey, right? So maybe some foam or some cardboard or even just some thicker cardstock. Or just glue a penny on the bottom and I don't know. That's a little bit, you know, a little janky. But anyway. That's my idea for that. Daniel Jonda asks, what is a component pouch for on the wizard creation video? Component pouch is for, component pouch is basically holds your material components for your spells. And you can alternatively also have a spell focus, like a staff or an amulet, depending on what class you are, a druidic focus, a holy symbol for a cleric. But yeah, that is what a component pouch does. So if you have, you know, a switch of oak and, you know, a a mushroom for your spell components, that's where it'll be, and you can just, you know, basically, whoa, hit the microphone, have everything you need there. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do I plan on doing any new vlogs? Shadow Knight asks from the live chat. No, I don't have any immediate plans for it. Yeah, you know, the last time I really vlogged was the video series I did on the class, the RPG class that I taught. I will be likely doing that again next January, and I will probably vlog it again. I will probably be vlogging a little bit of the process of me building the wall down in my basement that I need to build the office. Just as my office takes shape, I thought it'd be cool to like kind of let you guys in on like, hey, here's how the office is coming along. As I've done a little bit in the past, it hasn't changed much just because I've been so busy. But I'm hoping to make this into like, yeah, I'll paint in here, and I've got some art that I want to order. Yeah, kind of decorate it a little better rather than this lovely creamy white wall. Ugh. It's kind of yellowish. I can't stand it. All right. Let's see. More questions from the chat here. Zach Norman, what are your thoughts on new videos for drawing advanced map features like bridges or large cities? Maybe a small top-down map or representation instead of an icon. I will certainly be... That's all stuff I've definitely thought about, Zach. So it's totally possible that I will be doing some of that. I definitely want to do city maps at some point. Now that I've done a dungeon map, that's kind of the next thing that's like, okay, I should do a city map. But I will also be doing more world map stuff. My idea is to take the initial map I did of Inshar in the original map making series, fantasy map drawing series, and do an improved map making series and do the same map now that I've learned a lot more. And I mean, that was my first map, right? So now that I've learned a lot more, take that and do it better, right? More in the style maybe of the Aeronaut map, it's a step up from my original Inshar map. It also took me about 4 times as long, but you know, that's, so yeah, I do hope to do some more map making videos with that very map. That's my homebrew world. All right. Mini Terrain Domain asks, when do I get to run you through Tomb of the Mummy Lord? Jake, let's do June. I'll be done with school, maybe late May. Yeah, send me a day, man. A Friday probably would be good. Friday night, Saturday. Evenings are usually best. So yeah, reach out, man. Hello, I'm Zane. I can't say, oh, hello, I'm Zane. There we go. Hello, I'm Zane asks in the live chat, Nate, will you play online with your subscribers at any point? Yeah, I'll be throwing out some games at some point. I don't know when, but yeah, I do really want to do that. I want to play more games. At this point, I'm hardly DMing, and it's just a stage of life thing, but I'm hoping that gets better. I'm hoping that someday I'll be able to dedicate a lot of time to that, and even running, you know, games twice a month or something. That's not going to be right now. At this point, realistically, it's probably going to be like once every 2 or 3 months. But yeah, MTD is going to have his people call my people. Good, good, good. All right. I'm going to go to some of the previous questions that I've collected that have been built up here as we continue to hack and slash our way through. This is from Mini Painting Part 3, I think. This was immensely helpful to me as I returned to painting minis after a 25-year hiatus. The quality of minis has improved greatly during that time. Definitely, I can see that. I've got some old ones from the 90s, and they're way better now. A few tips of my own to add. First, study the miniature before you paint to make sure you see all the detail. Many times I have mistaken a piece of waistcoat for a part of a shirt, a hand for a bracelet for a glove, etc. I totally agree with that. It's tough on these miniatures when you're working at this scale. Even on the very good, very detailed ones, it's tough to tell, what is this? So I would say, yes, study it. Take a magnifying glass out and also Google pictures of that miniature. If it has a number, put in the number in Google Images and see what people are doing. If it's a Reaper miniature, go to Reaper's website, reapermini.com, and they have a gallery. And you can find other people who have painted that very miniature and see what they did. And then you're going to notice, oh, that's a coin pouch right there, right? So anyway, you get a lot of insight if you really study it carefully or look at what others have done with it. And he says, second, a glass of water and a banana an hour beforehand helps keep my hand steady and avoid cramping while I work on details. Okay. I don't have that problem, I guess, but yeah, that's good to know. Galactic Pigs with a Z on How to Play D&D Part 1 asks, is there a good free online one besides Roll20? I've really been wanting to play D&D and none of my friends really care about it. So I'll give you this advice. Go to the Tabletop RPG One Shot group on Facebook. Go to the Absolute Tabletop group. There are people playing games there. Roll20 is great. Yeah, so other than Roll20, yeah, I'll say Roll20 is one of the best out there for just getting into online games. There's people asking all the time. But there are also some Facebook groups, and yeah, you can just throw out, go to meetup.com. That's what I did. How I initially got into a game for my very first time, meetup.com, found a local group that was playing at a game shop. Or go to your game shop and see if they have D&D encounters or something. Just a good way to get your feet wet and get your gaming fix. Ideally, we'd all have a really close friend group that we really like, that is all also really into the game and wants to play it the same way we do, but that's not always the reality. So playing online is great, and you can find local games too, other ways. All right, let's go to the chat. It says, Riders of Rohan, Nate, I'm about to purchase 4 D&D books. I have decided on 3. 5e, please choose the 4th. So you've got DM's Guide, PHB, and Volo's Guide. The 4th would have to be the Monster Manual, right? Am I right? Or do you already have the Monster Manual? I'm really behind in the chat here. So let's see. Depends on your focus. DMG has tons of useful content. But yeah, I guess if you don't have the PHB, it looks like maybe, yeah, PHB. People are saying PHB. So those must be the 3 that you are going to possibly order. So yeah, the PHB is like, it's a must. If you have one book, PHB. But also, if you don't have the Monster Manual yet, in my mind, the best order is PHB, Monster Manual, then maybe the DMG if you want that, or maybe you want to buy a module. Volo's Guide is kind of like, you know, once you've run a lot and you're looking for more monsters and you're hungry for more cool stuff, then check out Volo's Guide, I would say. Yeah. Okay, he owns the Monster Manual, he says. So yeah, the PHB if you don't have that. And the Dungeon Master's Guide is good. But honestly, I would say I probably use my Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide more than I use my 5th edition Monster Manual, or DMG. I use my Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide more for 5th edition than I do my DMG. So, I'm just saying, I think that book is awesome. It's most of the information in it is system neutral, while the DMG does have a lot of, you know, specific rules, 5th edition stuff The Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide is more just about inspiration and tools and really good insights. The DMG has a lot of the same stuff, but just throw that out there. All right, let's go back to, okay, Nicholas Reagan from the live chat says, howdy friend, I think I see a Numenera book. Have you ever played it and do you like it? You know what? I have not played it. I have been thinking, I have the hardest time getting through a book, but I love this book. It's absolutely gorgeous. The system seems really solid, but yeah, it's just a matter of, I mean, there's a lot of games like this that I haven't played yet. So no, I do hope to play it. About a year and a half ago, I bought this and I bought Fate Core. Excuse me. Haven't played either. Really want to play them both. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But I've been thinking about getting now that they have a starter box, because that would just be something that's more manageable. Then I would feel like, okay, I feel like I can run this. Whereas with a book, it's really daunting for me to run it without a specific, like, here's your noob tool set. I just feel like I need that. I have a hard time saying, here's a book, right? And like, run it. I'm not very good with that, personally. I just don't think I'm experienced enough yet with RPGs in general, maybe. Good question. Yeah, a lot of these guys play Numenera. MTD, Mike the Piper. I know Lloyd plays a ton of Numenera, and a bunch of other guys in the Absolute Tabletop group that I'm friends with have played it for sure. And yeah. Okay, let's go to some of the previous questions from the previous few months, really. Here's a question about books, actually. Tully Dyrene asks on the Volo's Guide review, should I buy the Monster Manual or Volo's Guide? I already have the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide. Definitely Monster Manual, because you're going to get just a wider variety of monsters, and some of the classic kind of staples in there. Whereas in Volo's Guide, you get kind of twists on the classics and a lot more information and lore. That's really cool. But you're not going to get nearly as many monsters. And so I'd say first get the Monster Manual for sure. All right, this is from IP on How to Play D&D Part 1. He says, hi, I just rediscovered after a very long time the D&D universes. I have to ask a question. How can I learn to play it solo? I know it's better with friends, but I don't have much role players in my circle right now. That is a tough question, and I actually thought maybe I'll ask the chat if you guys have any ideas on that, but I would not attempt to play it solo. I don't think you could probably find some solo adventures out there. You can search, try it, but I know some people call solo also where you have a DM and one player. Now that's doable, and that can be a lot of fun actually. A lot of people really enjoy it, but in terms of you by yourself, it kind of goes against what D&D is. Collaborative storytelling, a player, a dungeon master, telling, I guess, leading a player or players through an adventure with some input from them, challenging them just enough, knowing when to back off, let it breathe, all this stuff. It's not meant to be a single player thing. That said, I've seen some stuff out there. There is in the Pathfinder Beginner Box, a pretty cool tool that's just, its only intent is to learn the game, really. And it's like the Skeleton King's Tomb or something like that. And it kind of teaches you how to play the game just with a couple dice. It says, here, roll these, and then now do this. And if you rolled this, then you can go to this page. And it's kind of cool. It's a good way to learn, but I can't imagine that being fun long term. G Bros asks, Nate, do you play League of Legends from the live chat? No, I do not. I do play Heroes of the Storm a little bit, but it's been about 6 months probably. Let's see. Chris R asks, how long have you been playing? It's been almost 3 years now. If you go and find my very first video on the channel, that's about when I started playing, maybe like a week before that, 2 weeks before that. So yeah, I started making videos as soon as I started playing because I was just like wanting to document my journey into the world of role playing. And yep. All right. So good questions, everybody. We've got what did I do? We've got 38 people hanging tonight, so that's really awesome. All Our peak was 47. I'm looking at the YouTube stats here. So anyway, let's go to some of these prepared questions once again. Oh, I lost the tab. Why do I do it? Why? There we go. Okay. So this is from Jaron Underhill. Awesome name. Oh, I kind of already talked about this. At the time of posting, this is on my spellbook card review. The Arcane deck is listed at 200. Yeah, be patient. They'll come out with a new one soon. They're updating them, which is good. So I would say don't even buy any spellbook cards right now at all. Even if you can find some of the other ones cheaper, they're going to be updating them and making them. I'm sure there'll be some improvements. Yeah. Let's see. Spectre, aka Mark. This is on Twitter, I think. He said, I've been doing some basic GM with No Thank You Evil, which is a Monty Cook game, kind of designed for families and kids. It's pretty cool. I own it. How do I make the transition to more complex formats like D&D? And actually, Monty Cook Games replied to this one, and I think gave you some great advice, and that is, if you're playing that, maybe step to Numenera or one of the other Cypher system games. So I think that's great. But I would say if you're wanting to play D&D, I can't recommend the starter set enough. It's just a really solid, inexpensive, low barrier of entry way to get into D&D. It'll give you all the tools you need to get started. It's got a good little adventure, the basic rules. So I would say maybe they're up for that. But also there's that Numenera starter box, like I said. So if you're a little too daunted to buy the big old book here, which is, it's big, but it's got a lot of stuff in it, 400-ish pages, then maybe you try that. I think you can buy that, I don't know what it's called, starter box or whatever it is from Monty Cook Games for Numenera, for something like $25-ish. So check that out. But yeah, and there are some other Cypher System games too. I can't remember. I think Strange is one of them. Anyway, yeah. All right, let's go to the Geeky Gamer. Thanks for joining me. See you later, man. And see what else people are saying in the chat here. Tronic Art says, definitely check Kingdom Death Monster. It's an amazing tabletop game. That sounds cool. Let's see what else I've missed in the chat if I scroll back up. What mini am I most proud of? Says NMCG. Getting the name wrong, sorry. That's a tough one. I don't know. I really do like the way Barnabas Frost has turned out, and I actually am like 95% done with him too. I failed to... Let me adjust my webcam here so we can take a look. Yeah. So, focus. There we go. So Barnabas Frost here. Pirate Captain. I like him. I think he's well done. Not quite done yet, 95%. And then this was kind of aired on. I really like how he turned out. The green. Not quite sure about the yellowish brownish there, but other than that, I really thought this one turned out pretty well. So those are probably some of the ones I'm most proud of. But I know that I'm no Dr. Faust. Go watch Dr. Faust Painting Clinic on YouTube. I'm not like the guys on the in the mini painting groups who post like the just jaw-dropping stuff, but I enjoy it and I feel like I'm okay at it. All right. So, any other tips, Nicholas Reagan says in the live chat, for mini painting, people wanting to get into it? Oh, videos for people wanting to get into it. So I highly recommend Dr. Faust's Painting Clinic. He's great. I really like his stuff. He's really good. Alec Visser, hey, thanks for joining. Yeah. Other than that, other videos, I mean, just searching around miniature painting, there are some really good channels out there. There are, I think it's Mini Wargamer J is another one. There are even some guys on Twitch I saw doing miniature painting, like streaming it, which I thought is cool. I've definitely thought about doing that. Yeah. Alec Visser is at senior banquet right now. Dude, say hi to the seniors for me. I hope you guys are enjoying your evening. Yes, the joys of being a high school teacher. All right. Let's see. Let's go to some more questions. Shane Byrne asks on Facebook, would you consider doing a video about how you prep for a D&D game? It's where I consistently fail every time. Haha. Yes, I do hope to do. I did one a while back, but it was, I mean, I was pretty new to DMing at the time. I just was saying, here, you know, I don't claim to be an expert, but here's how I do it. So you can, if you searched on YouTube for D&D prep, WASD20, you'd probably find my dungeon prep one, and you'd probably find that one. It was for a one-shot that I ran. And I've learned a lot since then, but I take a lot of my inspiration from Matt from A Fistful of Dice and Barker. They've both done videos from Be a Better Game Master. So check out Barker, Be a Better Game Master, Matt, A Fistful of Dice, who have done some videos that I found really foundational for me in terms of how to prep. Yeah. So, yeah, check those out. But I do hope to do some. I hope to do one. I've had a request, how to prep with a module, which I run modules sometimes. Not super often, but sometimes. And how to prep without a module. And I do hope to do, like, you know, maybe sort of a running your first game with a module, running your first game without, right? And yeah, so those are videos I hope to do. Tronic Art, I got a text. Tronic Art says something about Tabletop Simulator. I own that, and yeah, I hope to mess around with that. Didn't know that there was a vibrant 5e community there, so that's really good to know. I'll have to check that out for sure. And I know that, yeah, that's a lot cheaper than something like Fantasy Grounds, right? Yeah, Matt Mercer's DMing tips also mentions that's something that I have not watched much of. I like some of his stuff. I really do like Matt Colville. Matt Colville I've been getting into lately. His stuff is great on how to prep. And if you watch Running the Game is the series, the first like 3 or 4 videos, if you're new to DMing, those will help you out so much. I am convinced. Okay. R Spice says, Nate, I'm really confused. How would a game go without a map? I would recommend, if you want, I mean, basically you play differently this way. I will recommend one video that I saw very recently, that was on the channel Taking 20. Cody's got some good stuff, but this was actually a channel invasion from the guys from, I think, Runeforge is their channel name. They're kind of a newer channel, and they did a channel invasion on Taking 20 where they did a video on Cody's channel on Theater of the Mind, running games in Theater of the Mind. That's what it's called, playing without a map, right? And they had some really good tips on how to do it well, because it's different. Yeah. So check that out. But it's not that hard. If you're wanting to see an actual game, you can watch some Provokers games. I mean, we don't use maps in Provokers. I have a game on my channel. I don't have very many games on my channel, but I do have one that was Subterranean Subterfuge, it's called. And it was a Brigade Con game from like over a year ago. That's the last game I've run on my channel. I know it's bad. And didn't use a map. Played Theater of the Mind, and I really like it. I really like it. When I'm playing at a tabletop, I almost always use a map. And I've tried without, and my players have said, can we get a map? Because it's like hard to picture this. Like, okay, we'll do a map. And mine are not pretty. I just draw on my battle map on the spot. It is messy as all get out. I don't prepare my maps beforehand when I'm running a game. I will, spend a lot of time and care doing something like this. But when it comes to sitting down at the table, I probably will not take the time to draw it out this nicely, right? I'm just trying to communicate the basic positions. That's all. Maybe someday I'll get better at that. Maybe someday I'll get into terrain. I've definitely thought about that. There's an attraction there for like crafting terrain, but not there right now. All right. Let's check out more questions. Leonard Geldenhuis I love that name. My friends and I had a house in college, 8 guys living in one house. For some reason, we named it Gildenhuis. I think Heis means house. And we viewed ourselves as members of a guild. Okay, that's nerdy. Okay, so he says, hi, WASD20. Do you know any good websites where you can learn more about creating mythology for world building? I don't really know of any, but I would recommend one book that's great for world building, and that is the, what is it? You guys know the one. I know you know it. Got it. I will recommend 2 books, actually. 2 books. The Kobold Guide to World Building, which, be warned, this is not a practical, here's how you build a world. This is a collection of essays. And I wish I had known that. I think I knew that going in, but I still haven't read the whole thing just because it's like, okay, it wasn't what I was looking for. But I can see this being what some people are looking for. So if you're looking for a collection of essays on how to build a world, check it out. How to design a guild, college, or secret society. It's a mystery. How to design a mystery cult. How to design a city-state, tribe, or nation. And yeah, so there's some practical stuff here for sure, but it's not super like, here's a roll table for this and this and this. So the book I will recommend that is very practical for world building and stuff like that in mythology. Check out Be a Better Campaign Master, Book 1, Building the World. Full disclosure, I do have some art in that book. Worked with Barker on that a little bit, but the book is amazing. And just go read the reviews. Don't just take my word for it. Go read the reviews. There we go. That's the part where I would edit that out. You see, that's what I did there. You're hearing the unedited version here. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna answer a few more here, guys. I want to thank you again for hanging out. Just a few more. Jonathan Tapia says, hello. So my friends and I are Magic fans, but we don't play a whole lot, just every now and then. Anyways, after watching Stranger Things, we would really love to try D&D. I already downloaded some of your PDF files of characters you have, and I ordered on Amazon the starter book. This will be our first time, and all I have been doing to try and get ready for next weekend was watch some of your YouTube videos. I really hope my friends and I enjoy it and we continue playing this game. That's awesome. I have a couple characters, like I said, printed out and wanted to go to the store and buy some 3D characters. My friends are hoping for there to be traps and like a final boss at the end or something. What would you recommend so we have a fun time on our first D&D adventure? Well, it looks, if you ordered the starter set, which you said starter book, so I'm assuming you meant starter set, then you will be all set. You don't necessarily need miniatures. That is one that's designed to be run without necessarily the use of maps or minis, but you can. And yeah, look into, and I highly recommend this if you're not finding a lot of miniatures, really look into A, making your own tokens like I did in a recent video, or B, buying some Pathfinder pawns or something like that. Pathfinder pawns, you can just get a whole slew of them. I really like painting miniatures, but I still use Pathfinder pawns from time to time, just because I don't have I haven't built up years and years of miniatures yet. I do have my Bones 3 Kickstarter, Reaper Bones, huge mother load of miniatures, probably coming sometime in the next month or two. But anyway, yeah. All right, let's see a few more questions from the chat, and then we will call it a night. Robert says I need a better text notification. Try Zedge. I go with the default, man. Just give me the ping. I'm sorry, I'm boring. Tronicart says running the game is amazing too. Yeah, that Matt Colville series, he's good. He kind of drove me nuts at first because he talks so fast, but I got used to him and realized there's some gold here. Robert says that map helped me through a whole side quest. That's awesome. My little dungeon map. G Bros says going to get a drink. Don't do anything crazy while I'm gone. How's that for crazy? Zoid Industries asks, do you think completely balanced characters are bad? I guess I don't know what you mean by completely balanced characters, but if you mean like characters that are good at everything, that's not always that exciting, I guess. If you mean characters that are the perfect min-maxing of like, I have a fighter, so he's got high strength and high constitution. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a lot of it is about how you role play it. I don't tend to get too caught up in the mechanics of it, and I don't tend to balance encounters very well because I just think the challenge rating system is so broken that I kind of wing it most of the time and say, yeah, I think this is probably good enough. That's just me. Flash Gordon, see you. Thanks for joining, man. Rspice says, Nate, after I was done with your videos, I ordered the starter set master screen, the 3 guidebook for 5e, and more dice. Is that fine? What will I need more as I live in a country it's hard to get? So starter set, dungeon master screen, and 3 books and dice, you'll be set for years, man. You don't need anything else. Yep. That's a lot of money for all that to spend all at once, but the beauty is you'll be set. If you find out you love it, you're going to be set. That's the danger in ordering all that stuff at once. You find out maybe I don't like this as much as I thought, or I love it, but I just don't have time, or I don't have the friends who are into it like I thought they'd be. But yeah. Let's see. Critical masterpiece. Stranger Things brought me back to playing D&D when I was a kid way back. Cool. I have gotten so many messages, guys, in the last 6 months especially, from people who have told me I'm 55 years old, I'm 63 years old, whatever. I haven't played D&D since the 80s. But I'm watching some of your videos and I think I might get back into this. And I love hearing that. That's so cool that we have this wealth of knowledge and these perspectives. Some of these people have even told me they still have all their old books, their first edition books, right? I love hearing that. That's so cool because I don't have that experience. I started doing this about 3 years ago. And to have some people who were there, ground level back in the 70s or 80s who went away from the hobby and are now coming back into it, and we can, we certainly have some new perspectives to share with these grognards, right? Things have changed in a lot of ways. There are new styles of play. The rules certainly are a little bit different, and there's just a lot that we've gained, but there's also a lot we can learn from those guys. So I think that's so cool that these people are coming back to the hobby. And I hope that this creates this really cool synergy of the old and the new. And yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's very cool. So yeah, I think we're going to end this one here. Nicholas, I've not tried Dungeon Crawl Classics. Yeah. Riders of Rohan, I said I was going to end it, but here I go. 3 guides. Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, and the DMG are the 3 core books. So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's going to be all for this one, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations to our winners once again. If you missed who the winners are, they are Emma Jasper. I'll be getting in touch with you. You get to pick first. Picking next will be Michael Phillips. And picking last will be Adam Cunningham, unless it's too expensive to ship to him, in which case it will be Daniel McOwat. All right, so that's it. Congratulations to the winners of the Artisan Dice. Thanks to Artisan Dice for sending me that stuff and allowing me to throw some dice at you. All right, everybody take care. Thanks again for joining me, and don't be a stranger. You'll see me again very soon. And now that awkward moment where I realize, I wasn't ready to end the stream yet. Somewhere. Stop streaming. Okay, peace.